Got a great opportunity to share some important information that I've been able to glean. And really, it's about the insights that I've been able to acquire over about 900 days of straight posting. It has developed into 37,000 followers, 4 million views in the last year, two collaboration groups, 12 LinkedIn Lives a week, two podcasts, and I'm still adding to it. So you're getting the best of the best in real time based on real proven results. And what I've learned is so many people start on LinkedIn, they don't give you a roadmap or a guide to say, here's how you do it or what you do. You just go on and start doing it. Now, that in itself is worthwhile because you get a feel for it and there's some intuitiveness to the feedback you get from it. And, it reminds me of a saying that says there is no failure, only feedback. So if you either look at it as winning and learning instead of winning and losing, it's a better perspective. But getting back to the real point that I'm trying to share today is too many people start at the beginning, don't have a vision of the future, don't have a plan, don't have a goal, don't even sometimes have intentions. And what's the chances of starting out without a lot of knowledge, without a lot of direction, and without a good perspective and getting to an achievable goal that you can be proud of? Minimal. And the reason I say that, I've seen people come, people go, people succeed. In most cases, they achieved what they determined they wanted to go after when they started. And when you can start from the back and reverse LinkedIn, reverse engineer LinkedIn, it makes it easier to stage it in reverse. So if you have a goal, you usually can measure based on having that goal or metric. And that's the guide that you use to adjust your behavior. There's only two things you can really do on LinkedIn. That's communicate and decide who you want to communicate with. Once you get the message and once you get the distribution, you have to know where you're going with it. It's kind of like chess where you have to think 2-3 moves in advance. You should know where you're going and where you're taking someone. And based on that, at the end of whatever period of time that you choose, you can then say, hey, if my goal was 3 clients, if my goal was more views, connections, whatever your goal is, then you can measure against it and see if you achieved it and what was the justification for that achievement, or where you came up short and what you could do to complement or fortify your approach. So, I've seen that, LinkedIn offers you same day results. If you post in the morning, you get results that day. Based on those results, is that tracking to where your ultimate goal needs to be achieved? So, at least it keeps you on a straight course based on reality, not based on hope, not based on believing something you don't know could happen. Those are recipes for failure. And, there's 800 million people on LinkedIn, and a very small percentage of people do anything. And the ones who do don't do it very well, don't do it consistently. What that does offer is a huge opportunity for people who want to play large. And what I've determined is instead of meeting people on LinkedIn and taking them off and promoting something else I'm doing, I'm just working with people on LinkedIn who want to move to the fast lane, want to be able to say, what I do tomorrow counts. I'll continue to build value, compound on that value based on success. And ultimately, the confidence you achieve from doing it the right way and sensing, and not only sensing, but uh, really getting the results you want, starts to project in your messaging. And, success does breed success. And, why not be on the winning side? And the winning side is not my side or your side. It's just doing it right and understanding where your time is going and what you're getting in return for it. Because time is the biggest investment you can make on LinkedIn, and it rewards quality behavior, and it doesn't when it's just mediocre attempts. And, ultimately, when you build your goal, build it big enough that it justifies the work, the time, the trouble. And that brings me to, my game plan strategy is, just like a closet organizer. After a while, you just throw stuff in your closet or hang it up anyway, and you don't even know it. You're dragging legacy into the future. And once you bring somebody in who's never seen it, then it's easy to identify, hey, this is relevant. This might have been valuable at one point. No need anymore. And all of a sudden, you got it tight, you got it clean, you got it easy. And that's what LinkedIn should be. LinkedIn should be something when you go to it, it's kind of like going to a slot machine. No one's going to pay you more than you put in. Wouldn't that be a great feeling? Wouldn't it be nice to say, here's what I used to get for my time and thought. Now here's what I get. And it wasn't because it was complex. It was typically in the wrong order. It was typically had the wrong priorities. And, I don't believe at this point, after all my experience on LinkedIn, that you can do it on your own. Or would you want to? It's a long, lonely game. And that's why everything I've been doing on LinkedIn since I started was about collaboration. Because LinkedIn rewards and amplifies your message and your value based on how much activity you generate that's relevant with people that you want LinkedIn to match you with. And that's another part of the strategy. So it looks simple. It can be, but it's not very successful. It's very nuanced. There's different ways. It's like cooking. You put certain ingredients in certain ways at certain times, and all of a sudden, poof, you got a masterpiece. Or you just slop it together and you got whatever you want to call it. So, I'm so excited. It's Monday. I hope you learn a lot from these opportunities. If you really want to get into it, if you're tired, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, go to doncohenconsulting.com. Look at my game plan training program. It's 4 weeks of intensive one-on-one personalized value. And you know what I always tell everyone? Before you take anybody's advice, and especially before you join anything, ask that person, what have they been doing with what they're trying to promote with you? And what were their results? I don't believe you can sell what you don't buy or use. So, let that be the determining factor. And the other thing is it working today? Because if I can do it, anybody can do it if you do it the way I do it. There's a saying, act as if you are and you'll become. Follow somebody and do exactly what they do, and that's the person you'll be. The other big element that's important is, who do you spend the most time with on LinkedIn? There's been a philosophy saying you're the factor of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are your 5 people on LinkedIn, and where are they, and where are they going? And disassociation is just as important as association. So, I've only got 3 slots open. I really want to use this as a platform to take people from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and really transform their whole LinkedIn opportunity, and hopefully build quality of life for the other elements that are so important. Because the other thing that one should strive for when you're setting your goal is balance, right? You don't want to be successful at something at the expense of something that's even probably more important and you can't get back. So, why don't do it right, do it with people who are doing it right, and then bring your best self to the table. Too many people go on LinkedIn and they check the box and they go home. Well, that's what you're saying about yourself. What you're saying is, I'm into taking, giving, not so much. So anyways, don't want to end on that note, but what I do want to say is LinkedIn is a huge opportunity that no one's taking fully advantage of in relationship to the numbers there. And one can get really fast, really good, and start to enjoy what LinkedIn can offer you. So if you liked what you heard, please share it with others. Sharing is a good way of showing, intention. If you really want to learn more, go to Don Cohen Consulting, see the program, and really decide, are you ready for a change? Are you committed for a change? And do yourself a favor and make a change. There's another saying that says nothing changes until you do. So with that said, thank you for joining. I'm planning on doing this on a daily basis. And catch me and Mike Weiss Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern time for Link Tank. We've been doing it for 4 months. Hugely popular, unbelievable value. So again, to your success, look forward to our next conversation.